Hello, and welcome to Wine with Weeda, the podcast that is dedicated to engaging with health professionals and caregivers in meaningful discussions. I'm your host, Rita Shamoon, or as my clients call me, Weeda. I'm a pediatric speech pathologist, and I am so excited to have you here. Each week, we deep dive into connecting you with caregivers and healthcare professionals, sharing their insights, stories, and key takeaways to help you with your child's diagnosis and your journey. Whether you are a parent, healthcare professional, a lifetime learner, or simply a wine enthusiast, you're in the right place. So let's sit back and relax and enjoy today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome to another solo episode on Wine with Weeda. Today I wanted to add some positivity and some positive reinforcement for parents going on their child's intervention journey, which can sometimes feel like a rat race and a never-ending piece of string. Now, when I meet children, sometimes I'm the first health professional and the first point of call for many parents after their child care has raised concerns about their child's difficulties or even after a pediatrician consultation. So these parents feel like concerned, going, what's going on with my child? I don't know what to do. How can I help them out? And most of the time when I meet these young kids, these are actually presenting with nonverbal communication, so that non-speaking, and they're using their nonverbal body behavior and their gestures to communicate. So it comes back down to what parents think communication is and how we can change their mindset to see what communication is. It's nonverbal communication and verbal communication. So when we start this journey, it's about identifying what the child is currently doing to communicate and then go on addressing the goals as along the way. Excuse me. And I always encourage parents to think that initially your child started off with nothing. And when I say nothing, I don't mean nothing at all. It means their skills were quite limited. They didn't have a range of skills for them to successfully communicate. So sometimes kids could be pointing initially. Then they also could be vocalizing or grunting, like pointing to the fridge, going, excuse me, my voice is going. Um, so yes, that's what I mean by starting off with nothing. And as the parents implement the strategies and they start to see some change, the child is starting to do something. So we've gone from nothing, minimal use of communication, to something. So what I mean by something, now the child is pointing and saying some words like fridge or open or mum. And as the journey continues, we start to realize the child is actually doing everything. And when I really encourage parents to think of the nothing, something, everything analogy, because when we actually celebrate those successful changes and those milestones that the child can actually do, it actually makes you feel proud of the journey that but not only yourself, but also your child has been on along the way, and to actually recognize, wow, my child really had nothing or minimal use of communication and is now actually using words or a device or images or pictures for them to successfully communicate. And I know how exhausting it is. I see it on a daily basis, the frustration these kids go through, these parents go through. And sometimes it's like 2 steps forward, 6 steps back. And naturally, you're going to think, what am I doing with all this intervention? Is it actually working? My child's still getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated. Is it even actually worth it? And when you start to have that negative voice in your head telling you, is it actually working? I always encourage parents, think of the nothings that your child did in the beginning to then the somethings that they could achieve to then the everything. And this is why I like to also record my sessions, because when parents have that sense of doubt, I always encourage them, let's look how your child was 6 months ago, and let's see how much support they needed for them to use a word to them using a word now where they actually don't need as much support. And so by identifying your child's growth not only motivates you to keep going, but also motivates you to continue to implement the strategies in different environments too. And this is the thing with kids. Kids, they're resilient as anything, but they sense energy all the time. And if we're starting to feel like we're pulling back, they would also start to feel like they should be pulling back too. And it's so important that we're continually motivating our kids and motivating each other so we can support each other on the journey. And like us as adults on any journey that we're going on for change, whether that's, going to the gym for the first time or starting a new job or starting a different journey for yourself, it's so important to reflect on how far you have come to notice the beautiful flower that you've become and how much you have grown, but also see how proud you are as well. So, yes, guys, I hope that was a bit of inspiration for you to keep going and to ask the questions with how you can encourage your child to go from minimal communication to then something that will become eventually everything. I hope you found that helpful and have a gorgeous day, guys. See ya. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Wine with Weeda. I hope you found some new inspiration, learnt something new, or gained a fresh perspective. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you please leave a 5-star review, as it really helps the show get in the ears of new listeners, plus it takes 5 seconds. If you're keen for more strategies and insights, then head over to Instagram and follow RS Speech Pathology.